I just got back from the thrift store, and surprisingly, they actually had some Lego. It was quite expensive. It was $50 for a tiny bag that just contained this. But there were some minifigures in it that are definitely going to make it worthwhile to resell. So I was able to get some elves. I think the name's Nebula or for her or something. And then there's more elves. There's a couple Gundabad orcs. There's one, and the second one is over here. There's Sabine from Star Wars, another elf torso, Blacktron. Usually get about 10 or $12 for him, and a couple other ones. But overall, even though it was $50, I should be able to make a decent profit on this. The other things I got from the thrift store were these items on the table. I was able to find a few media pieces that I should be able to make a few bucks on. Also, they actually had some trains and looked like they were worth it for the price that they're asking. So I'm going to see if I can bundle these guys up or sell them individually. A couple of them look like they have some damage, but we'll see what I can do with that. This one here, I tried looking it up in store. I could only find one for sale. They were asking $120 for it. I don't think it's worth that much, but it was only $2. So, I mean, can't go wrong on that. Then there's a surprising amount of calculators, scientific calculators. And I know in the past I've done decently well selling scientific calculators. So they had them, they're only a couple bucks each. So got them, see what we can do with them. Should be able to sell a couple of them. Then they had a couple of game device things. I can never remember what these are called. And I've done decently well in the past with these, and they had a couple. So I picked up a couple of them, a Sudoku, a Skippo, and a football one. Then they had this dinosaur. It's in a rather poor condition, but it was $5, and I looked it up, and similar ones are selling between $20 and $30. So I was like, well, we can see if we can wash it up a bit and lower the price, sell it as damaged, and just test it out. Got this Wii glow stick sword for Canada, and I looked it up in Canada. There's only one or two of them for sale on eBay. None of them are for sale in Canada. So I was like, you know what, might as well try that out, see what I can get for it. It looks almost brand new inside the box. Then picked up this smart car kit. I looked it up. I was only able to find one for $120. And I looked at some of the circuit boards in it, and they were selling for between $50 and $70 a piece. And when we open it up, it all looks basically completely brand new inside the box. So I was like, you know what, you can't go wrong on that. We'll try that out. And I think that just about does it. I used to sell on eBay more often. I first started selling on eBay and then transferred over to selling on Bricklink. But I have always loved selling random things on eBay. So I hope to continue to be able to expand my eBay store like I had hoped to previously. And so this here will be fun to get listed on eBay and just see how it does. Oh yeah, and I got a few kettles. They were stainless steel from decent brands, so we'll see how well they do. And if I ever sell any of them, I'll check back in and say what they sold for in a future vlog. So I managed to get a decent amount listed from the stuff I got from the thrift store today. Had a dinosaur. Was risking it, hoping it would work, but it doesn't seem to work too well. Some Thomas the Tank Engines, a couple DVDs, and a Wii game, and a scientific calculator, and some, I believe it's called Melissa and Doug trains, along with a solitaire handheld device, all of which is listed now. Anything that was damaged was mentioned, but I was able to get a bit of that listed. I'll try and finish listing the rest tomorrow, and then I'll be able to get back to the Lego after that. I got some mail today. I ordered a couple legs from a store. I got 50 Hector Barbosa legs. I got 44, I believe, Space Police 3 Slicer legs. And I got 38, I want to say, Chancellor Palpatine legs. This is from a decently rare Palpatine. This one right here. I picked up 100 of his heads from a store a while ago, and he goes for quite a bit. And his legs, this was the only store that had more than like 2 of them available. So I picked them all up, and then I got a whole bunch of his heads, and some of his hairs are pretty easy to get whenever I need. So I do plan to purchase a couple of his torsos. They're not too common, but pretty much, if I'm not mistaken, most of the ones available are actually available in Canada. So I'm gonna pick those ones up if I can, and then I should be able to complete several of these guys, but then I'll have pretty much the market cornered on the legs for them. Since they are underpriced right now, because the minifigure goes for like 40 or 50 bucks, and the torso sells for about 10, the head sells for about 5 to 10, and the hair is only like $1. So that means the legs, which make up the rest of the value, should be going for about 10 or maybe 15 bucks a piece, but they're only listed for $3 a piece. And since there's not really that many for sale, I now have the market cornered, and I should be able to get a good return on investment on them. And on a side note, this is why you don't ship stuff in a paper envelope in Canada, because it's considered machinable, and when you get anything in the mail, it gets put through a machine most of the time when it's in a small letter envelope, and it just gets destroyed. These are some replacement hands because I ordered a minifigure, but I had the wrong color hands. So the seller sent out some hands nicely, but they arrived all completely destroyed because they were put through a machine. So I'll have to contact the seller about that. But that's why you can't usually ship stuff in envelopes in Canada unless it's a cape. So yeah, that's should always ship stuff in bubble envelopes in Canada at least. So just got in contact with the seller regarding the hands, and they're very cordial. They responded very quickly and are going to be sending me another pair of hands again, and hopefully they will arrive in one piece this time. But yeah, overall, that's got to be some of the best customer service I've had in a while. It's from, let me see if I can find their store here. It's from this store here, Bricks MT. I have not had this good customer service from a store in a very long time. It is very refreshing every now and then. We always hear about the bad stores out there, but don't hear enough about the stores that have good customer service. So great customer service from this store, and I look forward to purchasing that from them again in the future. I'll add them to my favorite list, and hopefully our paths will cross in the future again, and I'll be able to buy more. Currently, I'm just pulling orders for the day. I normally do it the night before, but I was busy with other things. But I'm getting orders pulled now. So what I usually do is I use cups for storing orders. I use 1 cup for new parts, 1 cup for used parts. I separate them. When I pull orders, I always bag them separately. Then I have the list here. I have it, let's see if I can get to focus. I have it sorted by note, so it goes in numerical order, drawer by drawer. And then I just go grab the drawers. Oh, let it focus here. And then I just go along the entire store, get everything I need. And then my used parts go until the end of the second wall here. And then after that, if I still have more parts in the order, I just switch to another cup, and then I start pulling the new parts. The boxes have a combination of new and used, so usually when that happens, then I'll just grab, whoops, I'll just put both cups side by side. I usually put used on the left and new on the right, and then I'll just grab it if there's multiple things in boxes. And then once that's done, I just put them on top of each other and put them on the side. And then once that's all done, I then bring them over to my workstation over here, which I typically put them here, but I've got a whole bunch of eBay inventory I'm in the process of listing. And I usually put them here, and then I pack them up, and then I ship them out. Every order gets packed differently to some extent, but generally when I pack orders, I like to put used items in one bag, new items in one bag, and then I put both bags with a business card into a larger bag. And I personally find that makes it look the most professional packing that I'm able to do, and it makes everything nicely secured during shipping. And then it always goes in a bubble envelope with the shipping label. I use 4x6 labels, and I print their address on it, and it fits. One second, let me cover the address. And then it fits nicely on the envelope, and then I can just put some stamps on the top, and I find that that's the best way I'm able to pack things. And I haven't really had any problems with parts getting damaged during shipping, more than maybe once or twice in the past. And I've shipped out almost 5,000 times in envelopes and boxes, and so it overall works pretty well. So yeah, I showed this off a bit in the last vlog, but here are the 2 super expensive parts. This here's the one right here that sold for 22 bucks, and right here if it'll focus, is the tile I sold for 35 bucks. So yeah, people pay crazy amounts for Lego. Never be afraid to sell things as long as you mention the damage if they're damaged, and it'll sell usually. I think this sold in like 3 months or so, and this one sold in about 4 or 5 months. So yeah, you can never go wrong describing the damage and just still listing it nonetheless. I almost threw this one out because I saw the bite marks on it, but then I was like, oh, I'm just curious what set it's from, and I looked it up and it was quite expensive. So definitely worth it to look it up if you haven't seen it before. Just finished packing up the parcels and letter mail. Gonna quickly drop it off and I'll be right back. Currently, my sister is stacking 1x4 bright light orange plates, and she just finished another stack. And so then when I get back, I'll probably work on eBay inventory again and try and get the rest of that stuff listed. At least it's not as warm today as it was the other day. The other day was almost 40 out. Today it's only 33.5 degrees, but just got back from dropping off the mail. Gotta put on my sweater and head back to the basement and get back to work. I should probably put the Technic back into its container now since it's all dry, but I don't feel like doing that right now. So I'll have to do it later, and then I'll record again once I get stuff for the wash again, because the comment on the last video asked to show a bit better on how I wash it. So that'll be delayed till a bit later, but I'll get it done eventually. So here's a better overview of the $50 bag of minifigures I got from the thrift store. I should easily be able to make my money back on them. For example, Nebula here, I should be able to get about 20 to 30 bucks for the Gundabad, or because I usually sell 2 of them for 25 bucks, but this one has an armor, so when I think there was a third one. No, there isn't. Okay, but I should be able to get about 25 bucks for both of those guys. Blacktron, I usually sell them for about 12.5 bucks. Got an elf torso. Captain America I usually get about 12 bucks for. Shaggy about 12 bucks usually. Sabine, the torso's cracked, but if I buy a replacement torso, I don't quite know exactly how much, but for sure at least 10, probably closer to 20. 2 more complete elves. Rowan, I believe it is, from Star Wars Freemaker or Rebels, one of those. And I believe there was also, another Lord of the Rings minifigure, Elrond, I want to say. No, I can't remember his name, but another one that's good as well. And then there's a few Speed Racer drivers and a couple Star Wars pieces, but overall pretty solid. Expensive for a thrift store, but overall not a bad deal. The first bag of the next Technic wash is just starting. Going to be filling it up a little bit more, and then we're going to be filling up the other 3 bags. But time to crack open the next Technic box. And this is what's in the second Technic box. Doesn't look like there's quite as much Bionicle as the previous one, but still pretty good stuff in here overall. Oh no, I thought that was a sticker part, but overall lots of unique stuff. Oh yeah, one of these axles. Those are usually a couple bucks each, at least, and stuff like that. So yeah, I'll start filling up the next bags with this and check back in then. So I got the 4 bags bagged up now. This ended up being what was left in the container after all the bags were filled. Still a decent amount. And so this will probably need 1 more load to be finished washing. And then I'll probably, when I wash this, wash a little bit of other Lego that I have laying around. That isn't necessarily part of a category sort yet. Oh, found a fake part. Throw that in the garbage. And then wash that in the 3rd load, and then all the Technic should be done. But after I put that stuff in the dishwasher, I'll try and do a bit more in-depth on how I do that. I'll be able to pack up the other stuff from down there and then bring it to the sorting table over there after I clear it off, and then it'll be able to get sorted now. For the start of it, it'll probably take a while to get it all sorted, but the process is now further along. So this is how I wash the Lego. First, I just go to the dishwasher, take out the cutlery racks. Then, I just grab the Lego. I'll put it nicer after I put 2 bags on the bottom, 2 bags on the top. just put the soap in and then just run it as a normal cycle. And I find that does clean it pretty well because it's already all being separated. All the garbage has been removed, so it's not like there's much more than just dust or whatever. And each brick is still checked individually after. So overall, it'll still be nicely washed, and anything that might, any dirt that might have gotten through will be found later on. So it works pretty well. So the next step is, this is the previous sorting table where all the plate modified parts were sorted. And so first I'm going to be working to move all this stuff to the other table in my work area over there. And then once that's all done, then we'll be able to get another sorting station up here for the Technic parts over there that were just washed. And so those ones will go into the bucket here, and then they'll be all sorted over here. And then every time as it gets washed, they'll just be put in another bucket on top of here and then just sorted. And then once they're all sorted, it'll look something like this. Probably a lot more complicated because it's Technic though. And then it will get listed once all sorted. So this is what it looks like after all the stuff from the other table was transported over here. Over here is most of the stuff that's stacked and ready to be listed. There's a couple listed things over here, but that's just filler plates if I need those, which I haven't sold any yet, and I don't expect to for a while. So I'm not too worried about them being difficult to get to. There's a couple ones that still need to be sorted, mixed in a little bit, but overall, oh, that one's already leaning over a bit. I'm not too worried right now though, because I mean, it's not moving anymore, but it's all stacked here. It doesn't look like it's too sorted, but it's all sorted. Basically, I put the container of the part at the bottom and then anything matching above it until there's another container and matching above it. So like these things are here, but underneath it there won't be any. And it's overall pretty well sorted, and then I can just like grab this and that'll be all of them of this type that are in here. So this is the result of, I can't remember if it was 1 or 1,500 pounds of Lego. This is all the plate modified stuff that was able to fit in small containers. There's still a few more over here, plate modified parts, some brackets, some grills, a couple of the larger parts, 2x2 jumpers, 1x2 jumpers, and a couple other parts. But that's what the plate modified parts are from a lot of Lego. This is the first arrangement for sorting Technic. A lot of these containers will probably get moved around, changed up a bit, but we only have room on one table for this stuff, so a lot of it gets sorted and similar things together. For example, I believe they're numbered 1 through 6 Technic axle connector joint part things go in the one container. They'll get separated later, and all the hoses, the bionicle weapon accessory things and stuff like that. But there's just so many different categories. They first get sorted like this, and so then the container is currently on the chair, but it'll get stored by the fireplace. Don't worry, we only usually use that in winter. And so yeah, this is one container. Then there'll be another container. This is one of the 80-liter ones again that it was in earlier. So this one, there'll be another one of a similar size, and then a little bit more after that needs to get sorted of Technic. So basically what happens is that this container will be used to continuously fill up the tray over here, and then the tray gets sorted into everything. And then once it's all sorted, then like I think I've shown already previously, it'll eventually get when a container gets full, it gets put into a bag, and then once it's all done, then it gets stacked up like this, and then it gets sorted by color, then it gets sorted by mold type somewhere along the process. Don't really remember exactly where, and then it gets stacked if it's able to be, and then gets checked for damage. There is a lot of flowers, wow. But yeah, there's just so many. And I just found over here, and being on the floor, one more of these 1x1 clips, and I know I saw the container right here for them. Let me see if I can quickly find it. I'll check back in once I find it in a second. Found it. It's actually underneath the flowers right here. So there is a decent amount of the 1x1 clips, and this is just the vertical ones. The horizontal and the vertical that are on the side of the clip are both in separate containers, and both of them, there's lots of them as well. But yeah, that's just the next step along the line. And for those of you curious, yes, there is a couple of the light bluish gray 2x2 turntables. I've got one right here, and I'm pretty sure that there's 1 or 2 other ones as well, but those ones go for like 20 or 30 bucks a piece taken apart now, so that will definitely be a good one to get listed sooner than later. And once it comes out of the dishwasher, it just gets put into a bucket, brought downstairs, and then gets put on the mat to be dried out like the previous clip in the other vlog showed, and I'll cut to when I have it all drying out. So now I've gotten it out of the box and on the floor. This is the second batch of Technic up for drying. I did check, there should be about half a load, dishwasher load left, and then all the Technic will be washed. But when I wash the next load, I'll put a few sets in that need to be washed that I'll part out separately. Every now and then I do part out used sets on their own instead of just putting it into bulk if it's like a more expensive set or more unique pieces and the like. So I'll wash those at the same time that I wash the rest of the bulk, but this is the next one. I'll move it around a little bit more, but there's a good amount of it, and it's not the last. See any cool parts that you like in here? Well, eventually they'll be for sale. Probably not for a long time, though. Just finished listing the bulk of damaged Lego minifigure parts. Whenever I get a gallon-sized Ziploc bag full, I sell it as bulk. I currently have it at 1 cent plus shipping. I fill up a bag every 3, maybe 4 months, sometimes more often when I'm sorting through a lot of minifigure parts, but it's starting at just 1 cent plus shipping, and typically it sells anywhere between $30 and $100 depending on what time of year it is. But it's listed now, and I'll check back in 6 days and 23 hours when it sells. First thing I'm going to just get listed quickly from the Plate Modified is these Plate Modified 2x2 with bar frame square. I got only a couple of them, but I'm just going to quickly get them listed. And then I might do the octagonal ones, and then if I have time after that, I'll get some ingots listed. But I might try and work on the vlog a bit tonight still. I don't know if I'll be able to get that uploaded tonight, but I'm going to try to get that done as well. I was just working on the ingots, and it reminded me that there are side effects to washing Lego. These are the chrome gold ingots, and they are supposed to all look like the tiny portions you can see at the top of some of them, but they are all badly faded and now worth very little in comparison to what they would normally be worth because they were washed. And it affects the metallic silver a little bit, but not nearly as much as the chrome gold. Yeah, these things are very poor shape now. Just finished editing the vlog. I don't know if I'll be able to get uploaded tonight. Depends on how long the export and then upload of the video to the account takes. It's currently 10:20. I typically head up between 11 and 11:30. So I'll see if I can get that done tonight still and uploaded. And I'm just going to try and finish these last ingots here. I did not get to the octagonal ones, but I'll see if I can get these listed, sync up the stores, and then call it a day. And thank you for watching the vlog. If you got this far, I'll try and make another vlog sooner than later. And I don't know how often I'll be releasing vlogs. Once or twice a week is what I'll try and aim for. And see you then, I guess.